So they're doing all of this stuff to make America, the United States, the US safe from so-called illegals, illegal migrants, or illegal immigrants. But I keep asking the question, all of those people that got put up in hotels in New York City and all of those places, are they being deported in mass? That's the question. I don't think so. I don't think so. Black youths are being criminalized. They don't want to make places for them to go as a safe haven, some place where they can go to congregate legally. They don't want to do that. The article in People's World about the snap curfew proposal, it should be read, and it needs to be taken seriously because they're talking about making the US safer. You have all of these criminal politicians. We're not safe from them. Who's safe from American politicians? They make living in America very perilous, where they have criminalized homelessness. And they're in the process of constantly, continually criminalizing young Black people. It's just, they're just trying to control your movement. That's what they're doing. That's the intent, to control your movement and control dissent. Now, what they need to be making the US safe from is all of these illicit drugs that's coming into the US. Nobody can stop that. Every week, hundreds of people are dying. Lots of people are dying from illicit drugs, and they basically just say, too bad about that. They call these people druggies. Mind you, their families fighting for justice. Even when they know who sold the deadly pill, the police still can do nothing about it. Which just goes to show they don't care who dies, they don't care who gets thrown under the bus, they don't care who dies in the process of what it is they're really trying to do, which is to criminalize and demonize and vilify Black people, young and old alike, as much as they can. And that's seen in the news every day. But people can't think outside what it is the media tells them. They just kind of think in a box. They just think in a box, and that's it. But everybody's going to get caught up in it, because if a designated area is determined that they're going to lock it down and they're going to make a curfew for that area, and if you're caught in the area, anybody could be in that area. And we know how people love to lie on, especially on Black people. You're totally innocent. You minding your business. You're where you're supposed to be, but still, you get caught up in any type of dragnet. That's your ass. So how are they making the U.S. safer, but you still got this serious opioid epidemic that's going on? And it's way worse than it was back in 2016, 2017, when supposedly an opioid executive order was put into place. It didn't change nothing, because they will not stop the influx of fatal pills to the U.S. Why can't they stop that? Why can't they stop things like human trafficking and, the pedophile network that winds all underground throughout the US? There's all types of ways they have of transporting humans. But they can't stop that. So it's something that people need to think about. They call themselves making things safe, but all of those illegal people who came in, where are they? Where are they? They're still in those hotels. They're still in those recreation centers. They've closed down schools. Displaced black people. They don't have schools to go to, but they made room for the illegals. So it seems to me that those should be the first ones that they're deporting. They're here illegally. That's been proven. We all know that. We all believe that. But nope, they're still going after the people who are legally here, and it's because you're black. So I said that. I said this after I posted the Snap Curfew article, but I just feel like the curfews, enforcing curfews, Snap or otherwise, it's not making anything safer. Not when white males can kill with impunity. Police officers can kill with impunity. If you got a situation going on, you don't want to call no police officer because chances are you're going to end up dead. And there's lots of examples of people calling the police and ending up dead. You know? I definitely would never let a police officer into where I live. I would go outside the door. Nope, you cannot come in. You cannot come in. Do you have a warrant? And of course, people don't know their rights. They're too distracted by other things to learn their rights. So I feel like a lot of people get taken advantage of for that reason. But yeah, the US is not being made safe, not by a mile. All the stuff that's being put into place is to control black people so that black people will be under this oppressive system of not being able to move freely about to, pursue life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Yeah. So that's basically what it's about. So pay attention. That's what people need to be doing more than anything is paying attention. And don't search out places where you could go hang out with a group of black people because you never know when the snap curfew is coming. I'd hate to get caught up in the snap curfew. Say what you will, say what you want. This is me having my say.